From homeless people sleeping on the streets to people living in disgusting conditions, we take a look at 10 of the most homeless cities in the world. Number 10. Athens. Homelessness in Greece has significantly increased to 20,000 homeless people in recent years. About 50% of the homeless population roams the streets of Athens. A high rate of homelessness in this, the home of Aristotle and Plato, is largely down to the aggressive recession that hit Greece during the global financial crisis. The recession hit the country hard, reducing its gross domestic product by as much as 25% and causing unemployment rates to soar to 27%. Number 9. San Francisco. The Coalition on Homelessness reported that 10,373 people were housed in emergency shelters in San Francisco in 2013. The Homeless Advocacy Association aims at reducing this number over the next few years. It was formed in 1987 and created an ingenious way to end homelessness, printing and distributing a magazine, which they called the Street Sheet, to the homeless to sell. Today, they print 17,000 copies of this newspaper, which actually is the longest constantly running newspaper of its kind in North America. Number 8. Boston. Boston is the third major city in the U.S. with the highest number of homeless people. It also has the highest number of people living in emergency shelters, 16,540 to be precise. According to surveys, up to 25% of the homeless have jobs, but these jobs do not pay enough to fund a roof over their heads. The director of the Emergency Shelter Commission for the Boston Public Health Commission states that the city has one of the highest family homelessness rates due to the high cost associated with housing in Boston. Number 7. Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires has an estimated 15,000 homeless people. Sadly, 30% are children and 13% are elderly. The city provides shelters for the destitute, but it can only shelter a maximum of 1,700 people. The number of those without a roof over their heads is growing, and their chances of gaining employment are dwindling. Reasons as to why people end up homeless in Argentina are vague. Number 6. Mumbai. Mumbai has a population of almost 12.5 million. Over half of these residents live in one of the many thousands of slums in Mumbai. 25,000 of these people are broke and on the streets. Lack of affordable housing, job loss, attrition of family support, inadequate income, substance abuse, disability, and domestic violence are the leading causes of homelessness in Mumbai. Number 5. Jakarta. The homelessness phenomenon began with the reign of the tyrant general Suharto. Suharto instituted policies that oppressed the locals. His administration would grab land that was privately held under the pretense of development. However, the land was only used to enrich the government. This, in turn, pushed many people into the streets. The number has continued to grow over the years. In 2013, killer floods shattered the homes of over 100,000 people, adding that number to the total homeless people in the city. Number 4. Mexico City. Mexico City is home to over 30,000 homeless people. A disturbing 50% of these are children, and poverty is the main reason so many children do not have a roof over their heads. One major effect of poverty is family breakdown and physical abuse. Many children prefer to run away from their homes for fear that arguments between their parents will become violent. Some leave at this point, while others leave after a physical abuse incident. Number 3. Moscow. 3.4% of the population in Russia is homeless. Tens of thousands of the homeless population is in Moscow. Researchers place the number of homeless people in Russia at 1.5 to 3 million. Homelessness in this country has been the norm since World War II. Yuri, who has spent over 15 years on the streets, says he lost his house at the age of 29 upon his father's death. Yuri's sister sold the house and threw him out. Today, he lives with other homeless people at a train station and has $15 a day to survive. Number 2. Los Angeles. The streets of Los Angeles are home to over 57,000 destitute people. The majority are male and single, and half of these homeless people are African American, despite the fact that the black population only accounts for 9% of LA's total population. 31% of LA's homeless abuse drugs, while 18% are disabled physically. Their average age is 40. Although the women tend to be younger, 25% are also reported to have a mental illness. Number 1. New York City. There are 60,352 people without a roof over their heads in the Big Apple. This number includes 25,640 children, 22,386 are adults, and over 12,326 are single. These numbers have continued to rise steadily, regardless of the campaign promises by the new mayor, Bill de Blasio. De Blasio's plan was to shelter homeless families away from the usual cluster sites. Although Bill's administration was trying to move them into permanent houses, it is proving hard to fight the stubborn cluster site problem. Check out our other videos and remember to hit the subscribe button for more videos every week.